another evening here at Mars on lap 6 of 160.
See if this one works here now. Is get ready to go. Green flag racing. 36 able to get a nice little jump off of the number 2 machine into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to get clear. And then they'll be able to be single file for the first 2. And then everybody else is going to be double file all the way in and through. Is everybody trying to get on and through? They're still going to be side by side. Like I said, with it being IRP, a little bit different style of racing. It's going to be a 1-lane racetrack. Everybody's going to have to try to dive down to the inside, get a little bit of a slide job going on, as you see Alex Campbell already trying to do so with the number 88 of Lance Brantlinger. He's not going to be able to get the pass done. You just get so much of a run coming off of the corner here at IRP that top side momentum kind of helps carry you all the way around the track. Alex finally getting it clear. Took him a couple of laps, but now you got to put into perspective as well about the tire wear as well. Tire wear is going to become an issue, as well as Alex Campbell goes sent around by the number 88. That's going to bring out our next caution flag of the race. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a quick CRN replay, see what happens. As you look here, full speed, the 88 thought he was clear. Kind of a remnants of the Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott wreck at Darlington. Kyle Busch thought he was clear, was not clear, ended up spinning him on out. But no harm, no foul. It tends to happen. Sometimes it may look like you're clear when you're really not, or maybe the spotter in his ear told him that he was clear, and he was not clear by any means. 160 laps, the distance here tonight. Going to be a long one, depending on cautions. But with these drivers, they tend to normally go races without a single caution, or maybe even have 1 or 2, depending on what ends up happening. Sometimes here and there, obviously a little bit of a short track going on through everything kind of creates a little bit of a different animal, so to speak. It's kind of like a Bristol race. Everybody wants to hurry up, get up to the front. They do so, and then once the tires go on away, that's when the car ends up getting a little bit more looser than what you need it to be, or gets tight as well. Lance Brantlinger getting it caught with the EOL for the caused caution. He's going to go all the way to the back of the pack. He's going to have to work his way back up through the field, which, if you're a good enough driver and know how to race IRP, is fairly easy to get it on going. I want to thank all the sponsors out here tonight. That's going to be Blues Race Design. I want to thank all the admins for allowing CRN to come on board, give them a broadcasted league. You guys want to get involved with the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series, you can find their Discord or message them on Facebook. They'll be more than welcome to have anybody on board and help the league grow. 21 cars out here on the racetrack have had bigger fields week in and week out every single week. I think the most drivers that we had was just under 30 drivers. That was last week at Pocono. A fun-filled race is right now 21 is showing. But I also want to give a big shout out to everybody out there who's liked, share, subscribed to CRN. got us up past our 1,000 subscriber mark. Want to give a big shout out to everybody out there who has liked, shared, subscribed. If you haven't already, make sure you guys do share with your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your dogs, cats, fish, whatever you got. Go ahead and share it on around with them. Make sure you guys turn on the bells so you guys don't miss all the action that CRN has to offer as we're back to green flag racing. Lance Brantlinger starting towards the rear of the field, going to have to work his way back on up. Going to go ahead and ride on board with the number 6 of Chad McNeil in that King's Hawaiian Ford F-Wood 50. He's got Kobe Sutphin, last week's winner, underneath of him, trying to look for a pass, but not going to be able to do so. And we have another caution. Alex Campbell being the recipient of this one yet again. Going to see what happened to the number 9 machine. Go ahead, slow it on. Whoop, wrong button. Go back and see what happened. We're going to go ahead and slow it on down for everybody. He's going to dive it down to the inside. He's going to almost get in the rear end of Kobe Sutphin, who's just an innocent bystander at this time. The 71 doesn't realize the heavier checkup that the 9's got to do. He's going to tag him from behind. He's going to get up into Michael Smith of that number 45 machine, going to put them both into the outside wall. And Alex Campbell not having the start to the race that he wants to have. 84 of Wayne Garland down to the inside. He's going to lock them all up to get out of the way. And then the 27 near miss there. Almost got in the wall. Almost got into the number 9 machine. But able to get the truck slowed down in time and miss what was happening in front of him. Everybody doing what they need to do. Are we going to see? Yep.
It's definitely an interesting race here, Dylan. Just figured I'd stop in and say hello to all the Mars fans out there, as it looks like they're getting underway here at the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. And was here not just too long ago with another league, great racing, and sometimes it just gets a little hard to start sometimes.
Yeah, that's like what I was saying about the short track racing. You know, everybody's so eager to, get to a short track. And with Indianapolis, this is not so banked like your Bristol or what's another short track that they race on, or Dover or anything like that. You know, those tracks have a little bit of banking, and they're able to get all the way in and through and do what they need to do. This track is primarily flat. It's kind of like another Martinsville. Barely any banking on the turns, so you really got to watch how much wheel input you're putting into the wheel, so when you come off of the quarter, you don't worry about having to unload the rear end and send yourself on around. With it being IRP and, like I said, one-lane racetrack, that's going to make it even harder, because once somebody in front of you starts spinning, they're going to put themselves up at the outside wall or could potentially spin down towards the inside, and everybody obviously is going to hope for the best. They go down to the inside instead of getting stuck in the outside wall.
Yeah, beat on that outside. Sometimes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is an outside fed track. A lot of drivers, they get that run up to the inside, and they just get pinched down to the inside. And if they can't quite get that move, they end up tagging the rear end of another vehicle, and they'll go for that ride, or you get them early cautions here. But the drivers usually figure it out after a few laps. We always say that cautions breed cautions. And here we're on lap 21 of 160. This thing will be over in a blink of an eye if if you're paying attention. And the drivers that are really wanting, don't mind the cautions, is usually the guys out front, and because every position is important on the on the track. So what they need to do is just do their best, take their time, be patient, get this thing under green, and get this thing underway, and provide some great racing for all the fans out there.
Yeah, definitely want to get to some good racing all the way in and through, as we're looking from the drone cam going down the backstretch. And another thing that we didn't really capitalize on is how hard it is getting into pit lane. You see the pace car making the hard left-hand turn into the pit lane. IRP's got to be one of the hardest tracks to get onto pit road due to, you got grass all the way around you. You got a little bit of an access road, but it's also going to be about 35 miles an hour. So you're going to about 125, 130, all the way down to 35 in just a blink of an eye. And another thing is they have choose rule. So the leader gets to choose what lane they want. They want top side or they want inside. Everybody's got to make the choice by the time that they take 1 to green. So if, let's say I'm in 18th place and everybody takes the bottom, well, I'm going to take the top. I'm going to move myself from 18th all the way up to 2nd place. And it works out for the better of everybody. You could gain positions, but you could also lose positions. So you kind of got to watch and make sure you pay attention to see where everybody's going, to see where you can make up that time on the track. Is Christopher Muse ends up having a spin down in turn number 1 and 2. I'm going to get this loaded on up in the number 99 Exide Jeff Burton machine. Into turn, just got on the brakes and the rear end ended up stepping out, and that's what I was talking about, getting stuck up to the outside and top lane feeder track. There's really nothing you could do.
That 99 was coming out of the corner and getting friendly with the wall a little bit, kind of lost it just a little bit, and maybe got a little anxious trying to get her slowed down. And then the rear end just came around. So it is a big dance here at IRP, especially with the power of the trucks, Dylan. And we see some great racing by a lot of these drivers that come out here with iRacing, and they always you want to get out there, you want to enjoy your evening, you want to have a great race, and to have a little slip up like that and maybe ruin your night. But it looks like the 99 kind of recovered pretty well, locking down the brakes, staying out of the way of his competitors. So the sportsmanship just shining through for this league right here, and just allowing the other drivers to try to avoid them. And a couple of the guys bunched up in the back, but you know how hard it is to slow these things down in the corners. Their brakes aren't stopping a dime.
Yeah, it's like you got your GT3 cars where the brakes are fairly good, and then you got your stock cars. Stock cars aren't meant to slow down. They're meant to be fast, and obviously, like you said, not going to stop on a dime. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get that truck slowed down, and luckily everybody's avoidance and looking 2 to 3 cars ahead of them, noticing that there's a little bit of smoke going into the corners, they're able to minimize the damage taken from majority of the drivers by paying attention, seeing that there was a wreck towards the front of the pack. A little bit of bumper banging here and there, but the new damage model on these trucks is by far probably one of the better damage models that we've seen on these trucks. And you gotta wonder, are they starting to play with their brake bias a little bit, knowing that, okay, you get on the brakes a little bit too hard going into the corner, the rear end stepping out, do I go up with the brake bias, do I go back with the brake bias? Because there's only so much you can do inside of the truck. You can only go up 3, you can go down 3. Ooh. Me personally, I would go, I'd always keep mine about as neutral as I can make it, as long as I can get the truck set into the corner and not have to worry about spinning out on the later runs.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of them drivers out there always fiddling with my brake bias to try and to probably overcompensate some of my bad habits and getting into the corners. And and it is really about consistency here with these trucks. And you see the pace car just kind of peeling off, and these drivers have to bunch back up and just getting ready for that green flag, be anxious and stuff, and making sure they don't do the old accordion effect, because we've seen that happen in the past. But it looks like we got a good start here by the 76 of Caleb McKinney, pulling out to the front there and getting back out to the lead, followed by the number 20 of Corey Crowell. So good job by the drivers so far as they go down the backstretch.
Yeah, Corey able to get on around Jared Larder, and that's one thing with them. They're able to get it on around as we got another yellow flag. This one, multiple drivers being involved on this one. I'm going to go ahead and go back and see which one it was. I believe it was starting with the number 12. Oh, hit the wrong button. Keep hitting the live instead of the slowdown button. So looking on board with the number 12 machine, the Valvoline Ford F-150 on the outside of the number 70. Going down into turns number 3 and 4. The 5 checks up. Brandon Puffenbarger in front of him. The 9 gets in the rear end of the number 70. Oh, that gets him loose. He's going to go all the way up into the number 12. He's going to tag the outside wall. The 70 is going to tag the outside wall. The 6 is going to tag the rear end. We got a yard sale with the number 70 machine. The 88 is going to get involved. The 71. Oh, man. I don't know.
For a short track, this is a big one, Dylan. A lot of drivers involved. See a lot of drivers checking up, obviously, to slow down and take minimal damage, and just drivers trying to go everywhere as they're, the trucks are spinning around in front of them. So this is a hard one to navigate here as a driver and being in the back of the pack, but doing a pretty decent job slowing up, minimal damage to some of the trucks. Some of the drivers definitely are going to have to come in and get some repairs done. And, they're really looking at possibly, I'm not quite sure on the rules of the league here. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been here with Mars, but, whether they have that fast spare or if they're limited to, a few sets of tires. But we're at 20, we're at that time now, Dylan. I think, drivers starting to think, should I go in? Should I lose track position? Should I stay out? Do I have enough fuel to, to go the rest of the way now? Or, track position is key, and you're seeing it right now. It's really, really difficult on these short tracks to really try to get a position, and you got to move. You think you can get the vehicle to stick to that one lane, and it just doesn't quite work out for you. And it just you have to try, because if not, you're just going to be in the back all evening. But so far so good right now for up front. So we're going to see what these drivers decide to do here as we're on lap 32 of 160. So plenty more racing to come back from these little hiccups.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Track position is definitely going to be key. And I know you, Jimmy, you're not a short track guy. You say burn them out of the ground. Burn them out of the ground. You don't ever want to race them. You'd rather broadcast them.
I'm a short track racer watcher.
Yeah,
put me in the booth. I'll watch a short track race any time of the day, anywhere. iRacing. I go down to a local track here. I got Five Flags USA up here. So go down there, watch the local boys drive around. I love going. I don't mind watching the racing. It's just I have a hard time with finessing the throttle, and I might venture back one day, but I've ventured off to the road side of the house, and that's where I'm going to stay for a while, as I'm still honing my craft over there. But these boys are getting back racing here as they're doing the choose lane down there using that Geico restart zone. I've seen a few different methods as far as choose cones go. I've seen leagues that even pull out the little Legends car, park it in the middle of the track, and the drivers have to go around them to whatever side they're going to go on. But that works through too, is another method here. But the pace car is looking to come in, and these boys are getting ready to go back to green here on lap 34.
Yeah, go back to green. You got Caleb down on the inside, Corey Crowell on the outside. 76 has been getting really good restarts. Kind of want to time them just a little bit different so nobody can tell what your decision is going to be. But Caleb, hard on the throttle down to the inside. He's going to move all the way up to the top. He's going to be able to regain the race lead. Here comes Braden Stubbs in the number 35. He's going to get clear of the number 20 for the first part of this. He's still going to be able to be clear. Chose not to move up in front of the number 20 machine. And me personally, that's how I would have done it. I wouldn't have changed anything about what the number 35 did. You're at a short track. You got a heavy braking zone. You're clear, but the last second decision to move up in front of the 20 could result in you getting turned by the number 20, or the 20 checking up even more severely than what he needed to and spinning himself out. So keeping his truck down a lane, giving the 20 the clean air going into the corner. Heads up move by the number 35. He recognized it, let him do what he needed to do, as he almost got to the outside wall going in through turns number 1 and 2.
Yeah, and just going back, watching the number 99 Excite car, after getting involved there earlier, going a little bit towards the back, but making their way back up through the field again. So just seeing them go to the outside, try to stay away from some people, ended up scraping the wall just a little bit. And, back in the day, you can tap the wall just a little bit, didn't slow you down much. But it seems nowadays, Dylan, I don't know what iRacing did, but it's like a half a break up there. So it definitely, you lose a lot of momentum now, and you really want to stay off that wall if you can.
Oh yeah, definitely. This track in particular, you get up into the outside wall, and like you said, it's like a break. Once you get onto the wall, it just like sucks you in. It doesn't let go of you. It's kind of like Dover, Miles of Monster. You get in the wall, it's going to eat you alive. Now, other short tracks like Bristol, you tap the wall, it's going to give you like a little bit of a speed boost, help you get all the way in and through the corner. I know this from experience. I've done it. And then you got other walls where you barely hit the wall. It's going to shoot you down to the inside of the track, like Rockingham, for example. You can get to the outside wall in the backstretch. It's going to shoot you down to the inside, and hopefully you don't get into anybody that's down on the low side. As the 99 really using that outside wall to help him turn. Not sure if that rear end damage is causing the effect of him not being able to get himself put back into position or anything like that, but he's kind of mellowed out. He's sitting P number 12 on the grid, only lost one spot from where he started. But up towards the front, it's just been the 76 machine out front. The biggest mover here tonight so far is going to be the number 71, Justin Shank, as he's up 14 positions from where he started.
Yeah, I'd watch that number 10 as well. He's up 11 spots, currently sitting in P number 5. Just made a move there on Gary Donnellan, so on that number 4 machine. So watch out for that number 10. He's on his way on his way to the front. Excuse me. So looking good for these drivers up here in the battle. But you go look back there. Brandon Puffenberger down there at a number 5. He's running that low line, so kind of the odd man out. And then you kind of wonder, is how much more tire is he using being down there, or is that the place to be right now? It seems to be working for him as he's made a move right there on the number 82 of Joshua Neal. So making his way up through the field, trying to get back up to where he started, as he's only down one spot from the start of this race.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only one that I've seen successfully make multiple passes down to the inside. Everybody's going up to the outside. Kobe's down to the inside, trying to get a little bit of a slide job maneuver on that next position of Jared Larder. He ended up losing it now as Jared's got the outside momentum going towards the front, as Kobe still trying to get clear of the number 2 and not able to do so, but he's got the momentum. He's got the advantage going into turn number 3. They're going to be dead even, possibly coming out of turn number 4. And Kobe, last week's winner, trying to make it a 2-for-2 on tonight's debut, as we've had a different race winner every single week, so there's no multi-winners here tonight. I know one of the drivers that had a great season last season is not able to make it here tonight. That's going to be Austin Smith in the number 23 machine. He's always quick. He's always near the front where he needs to be, but so far not going to help his chances with the points, being able to miss a race, as Kobe finally gets clear of the number 2 of Jared Larder.
Yeah, it took him a little while, but we were able to make that move happen. It was just great racing between the drivers, giving each other room here and knowing what's on the line. They're in a nice green flag run now, so that's what they want to see. They want to run this thing out. They're racers, man. They want to be out there, and they want to compete, and they want to win. They want to finish the best they can. They want to all work to that final goal at the end of the season for that championship. So who's it going to be? You talk about you have multiple winners so far this season, and it could be anybody's game here. So who's going to make the best out of tonight and every race, and who's the most consistent.
Exactly, and I mean that's exactly how it's going to be. Looking at the point standings as of right now after Pocono, Nathan Lee's got the race, or has the lead. And then in second, just a couple points behind him, is going to be Caleb McKinney. Third is going to be Gary Donnellan. The fourth is going to be Wesley Triplett. Fifth is going to be Brandon Puffenbarger. And all these drivers are within 20 points of each other. So you got Wesley and Brandon Puffenbarger tied at 149 apiece. Gary Donnellan in third with 152 points. Caleb with 156 points. And then Nathan Lee with 172 points. The deciding factor is going to be the polls. That's what's keeping Nathan Lee ahead of the field. Is the race winners is going to be Nathan Lee, Caleb McKinney's got one, Brandon Puffenbarger's got one, and Jarrett Larder, along with Kobe Sutphin, all have one race win season. Is next week is going to be Daytona International Speedway. So a little bit of a switch on the schedule. We've done the road course, we've done the short track, we've done the mile and a half, we've done the bigger track, we've done another short track. Now we're going to go to a plate race track where that can define everything.
They're going 3 wide back there with the 912 and the 86 or 82, excuse me. But yeah, some great battling going back there with those Josh McNeil, Alex Campbell, and Logan McNeil. So definitely some battling going on. That Napa truck has seen some better days on his front right fender, but still making his way up to the field, not letting that hinder his race. Is definitely trying to push that 9 forward as he's trying to get back to where he started. Back there, currently in Pete number 11. And he started up in, I think it was 6th. So yeah, great race so far with the 9 trying to make a comeback as he fell a little bit behind there from early incidents.
Yeah, and I mean, with him having that little bit of damage on the number 9 machine, they do have a fast repair. Obviously, that early in the race, what a hold of that fast repair as long as you possibly can. Me personally, I like racing without fast repairs. It makes you drive completely different. As the 9's gonna get turned once again, holding the brakes. Everybody's gonna be able to get by him this time. Look there, Jimmy. A couple laps before, he was looking a little bit loose out of that inside, coming up off of the quarter. But looking at the CRN replay, he's got Lance Brantlinger up on the outside. He's running all the way down by that yellow line. Comes up the track like normal, how you normally would be. And that gap just closed ever so slightly right at the last minute. Lance Brantlinger getting involved once again with the number 9 machine in heart of the outside wall. No yard sale. So
no yard sale, just a couple trucks involved, and everybody's going back, quickly here. It looks like all the trucks are still running. So yeah, tough break there for the 9, as definitely was making their way forward. But now we're at a point, Dylan. We're at lap 57 of 160, getting close to that 100 laps remaining here, and I believe, you see people down in the pits right now trying to, take new tires and whatnot, but it looks like a few drivers staying out, but no, it looks like got to catch that pit entry there in the back.
Yeah, that's especially
if I was these drivers and I had the opportunity right now to come in and pit under caution, I'm gonna do it, because pit entry here, I've raced here a few times, not a lot, but definitely more difficult, obviously being slower. It's deep down there, like basically as you're entering turn number 3, and it's just it can be a make or break thing. And I usually say it during most of my broadcasts, if I hope drivers practice pit stops in case that green flag pit stop happens, because you can gain or lose so many spots with a great or bad pit stop, and that all starts with the pit entry.
Oh yeah, you obviously the driver is going to take as much time as they possibly can to get everything out of the track, getting their truck slowed on down in the pit lane. Then other drivers like me, I've sped too many times on pit lane. I don't want to happen again. I'm going to take it gingerly. I'll lose the 2 to 3 seconds on the track and just keep it in the back of my mind, like, okay, the caution's got to come out. And then 9 times out of 10, a caution doesn't come out, and I'm like, well, all right, kick it into overdrive, see what I can do. But then it also comes down.
You try to make up for hopefully your slow pit stop with some great fast driving on the track. But them tires do wear out. You got other skilled drivers out there, and maybe took the time and practice, so they got that one over on you, and that's how they're gonna win. So I always I talk to a lot of the oval drivers or a lot of the leagues, just kind of get a him and haw, like, hey, how much practice you get on pit stops, and I just kind of I can run fast laps.
That's another thing. Everybody wants to hurry up going out there, do the fast lap. Not a lot of people take the time to do 20, 30 lap runs, see what the tires are going to be like after those 20, 30 lap runs. Me personally, now that, I've joined the setup shop and I took advantage of, getting lessons through that setup shop. They're like, hey, look, go out, do a 20, 30 lap run. Let me know where your tires are. We're going to conserve this many laps and then kind of amp it up every 5 to 10 laps or so. And let me know, give me tire data. It all goes by tire data. How hard do you want to push?
Okay.
going to push it lap 1 and then kind of screw yourself for the ending of the race? Or do you want to be conservative while everybody else is pushing it, let them all go, be conservative, and then 30 laps down the road when, you were nice and patient, which, i.e. Dylan McDonald has no patience, you have the extra little bit of tire wear to get yourself back up towards the front.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, it was, drive as fast as you can. I mean, just hope the tires would, hang out. You don't think, 20 laps, my tires are going to be junk, but, you can really put some serious heat in these tires going around here if you overdrive. And, I guess the only one way maybe to kind of explain it to the fans out there is, Days of Thunder, and they're out there, and Harry was out there say, drive your laps, how many laps the way you want to drive the car, then drive it my way. And then, obviously they showed the tire, how messed up they were. And it's true. I mean, that's the way it happens. You heat up them tires and you just destroy them and they go away and you just lose time and speed and grip. And so something that just takes a lot of time and being in the vehicle that you're driving and how them tires wear. But we're getting ready to go back to green again here. We're in lap 62 of 160, so under that 100 lap mark. Let's go get them, boys.
Yeah, definitely going to be something fun out here to watch.
As drivers.
Is Caleb taking the outside of this time? He's going to take the outside lane and going to put the 35 down to the inside. Still another great jump for the number 76, but the 35 not going to go anywhere. This is going to be the closest that anybody has gotten to the back bumper of the number 76 off of a restart. As towards the back of the pack, there's still going to be a double file trying to find their rhythm once again. They had a nice little green flag run throughout that little bit of a stint. Logan McNeil back here in the number 12 machine looking off the gearbox of the number 12. He's got the number 8 or the 84 and the number 5 side by side behind him. And for the number 12, that's what you kind of want to look for. Have everybody behind you be side by side. You can kind of try to pull yourself away. As Wayne getting a little bit sideways, he's going to nose it in the outside wall. Everybody going to be able to get on around it. Caution flag is going to wave once again. And yeah, driver still having some issues with that rear brake bias. See here, Wayne getting into the corner. He looks, as soon as he started turning, you can see the rear end start hanging out there a little bit too wide. And for me, if I was here racing, I'm all about the straight line braking. I'll get all my braking done before I even try to set the car into the corner. Obviously, Jimmy, you've been around iRacing for a while, and you run a lot of road racing. Road racing is a little bit different on that scale of, you can use your braking a little bit to turn.
Too much. Yeah, there's some trail braking going on with road racing, and I know that's what some of these drivers are trying to do. But like you said, a lot of the basically your braking should be done as much as possible in a straight line. So basically what happens, Dylan, is you got grip on your front tires, right? So, and you're going into a corner, and if you're on the gas and you're turning, you're changing the grip on the tire. Now if you start doing multiple things at once, brake, gas, and do all that stuff, you just basically lose all that grip on your front tires. And then when you pull in the rear brake bias, maybe the rear brake bias, and it just kind of slows the rear down, and it ends up coming around you. And so in order to stop that, I'd probably do a click forward on the brake bias and start making my truck plow a little more. And I guess what you kind of, if you don't know, or if you're not familiar, if there's more fuel in the car, the looser the car, the vehicle is. So these drivers just went and got full fuel, brand new tires. So even the tires might not even been heated up to where they, maximum grip capacities. So just a little slip up there by the 84, but not too much damage and able to keep that thing going.
Yeah, that's another thing that they really got to watch out for is, heating up the rear tires, heating up the front tires. Obviously, you want the right front tire to stay on as long as you possibly can, because that's going to be the first tire that kind of goes away, is going to be the right front. If you don't take care of it, the more you're turning into the corner, the more you're going to burn off. So definitely got to keep an eye on that. But, still a long race, 68 laps out of 160. Just got over that 100 lap threshold, And now it's kind of a little bit of a sprint to the finish, I guess you could say, because once these guys get going back to green flag racing, these laps are going to click off fairly quickly, because while they're running 22-second lap times under power, but you know, everything can change in a minute. As looking at it not right now, Kobe Sutphin on the front row, he's going to be down on the inside. Caleb going to be able to get around him. The 35 is going to be up on that outside. He's going to be alongside the number 10 as everybody getting it through turns number 1 and 2, going to tag the wall coming off turns number 2. And that's another thing, like that wall creeps up on you so quick that half the time you just don't really know that it's there.
Yeah, and I called it a little bit earlier, but that number 10 already up in that P number 2 spot, so looking to get next to that number. Ooh, the 35 had to check up for the 10 as the 10 slid up, and it was almost not clear. So great awareness by the 35 of Brandon Stubbs for not causing an incident there. So he just had to check up for the 10 as the 10 is getting aggressive as he gets a little bit loose coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, get a little bit loose. You can tell these drivers are amping up the racing here as the 71, excuse me, down to the inside of the number 35. Going to be side by side. Oh, Caleb Hart. Oh, 3 wide, saves it. Kobe Sutphin taking over the race lead. A little bit of contact between the 76 and the 10. That's going to result in number 10 getting the race lead, and Caleb McKinney going to drop all the way down to P number 5. I mean, any unseasoned driver, that would have been an absolute straight up caution. But these drivers gave each other room, let him reconnect with his powers, ended up getting the truck settled back down, was able to get it back straight as the 71 now up 20 positions, looking to take over the race lead, going to be side by side with the number 10 as he's going to lose all that momentum into the turns number 3.
Big send there by the 71, being able to hold up and stick there, going side by the 10. But I think the outside's got a little bit of more momentum, going to keep the lead there for that lap there. So the 10 and the 71 doing some great battling up here for the lead.
Yeah, these two going back and forth, and that's what Brandon Stubbs wants to see in front of him. Yeah, you know what? You guys stay side by side because these two going to get together. Yeah. Oh, Brayden had to really check up there. 71 chop the nose of the number 35. That's going to allow Lance Brantlinger to join the conversation. He's going to try to get on around the number 35. Lance has been through the mud essentially all race long, getting involved in a couple of different scenarios with other drivers. He's going to get in the side of the number 35. And what I've noticed, Jimmy, with this new update to the trucks, just a little bit of connection with another truck that's going to send your truck a little bit sideways.
Yeah, I mean, iRacing keeps doing updates, trying to make everything as as realistic as possible to provide great racing out there, and and that's what they're doing. And sometimes it just takes a while for the drivers to get used to it, and and that just might be the case here with some of these drivers here tonight. But right now, some great racing up front and a lot of awareness as the 88 looking for a way around the 35, but not going to find it. So that's going to open the door for the 76 to get around to the outside, or look through the outside anyways.
Yeah, looking there, Lance and the 76 got together once again. Just a little bit of a rub, nothing too serious. That's going to allow the number 2 to look down to the inside of the number 76 as we are under yellow flag conditions once again, as Alex Campbell going on around. I'm going to go ahead and look and see what happened to the number 9 machine. Around the number 99 is coming off of turns number 3 and 4. Oh, just snapped loose as he hit the wall. He does tag the wall down to the inside. And I think that right now, with it being later in the race, I think now would warrant that fast repair that you have sitting down in the pit lane.
Yeah, I mean, he had some front end damage before, and I don't know if he used his fast repair already, so kind of 9, just endless bad luck here tonight, and so not a real good showing for the 9 Napa machine. But hopefully they can make the best out of it here tonight and come away with a pretty decent finish. As he was on the move there for a while to get back up through the field. Still plenty of racing remaining here, Dylan. So they just hit the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something to watch, especially with it being the halfway mark. Everybody's going to try to do what they need to do, and I don't want to say it because everybody knows it's going to happen, but if you're coming down to the final couple of laps and you know you're faster than the guy in front of you, or do you expect to see the bumpers getting thrown?
I mean, I like I said, I have only had the pleasure of broadcasting one other race here with Mars, and like I said, I was just kind of curious what was going on tonight, and I figured I'd step in and see these drivers put on a good show here tonight. And obviously, just want to while I'm doing that, give a shout out to all the fans out there, of course, for continuing to tune in here. We got Sean out there, and along with Barry, and anybody else out there. If you got a favorite driver, like to see where they're going, where they're at, or how they're doing, just put it up in the chat. Sean Whitlock's rooting on for Curtis out there, and make sure he gets his lap back and get back up to the front so he can get some good battling in.
Yeah, looking at Curtis right now, I don't think only one Curtis. He is on the late lap. He's up 8 positions from where he started. They're currently sitting at P number 11 and then number 70, HendrickCars.com Chevy Silverado. So Curtis is going to try to work his way back up towards the front, or work his way towards the front for the first time here tonight. And it seems like you don't want to be towards the back, you don't want to be towards the middle, you kind of want to be up towards the front, because all the problems that are occurring are about midway to the back of the pack here. So you want to be where you can be, but you also don't want to be involved in absolutely anything.
Well, we obviously the leaders, when they're battling, they get some really good airtime, but there's some really good battling on through the back of the field or even the middle of the pack, Dylan. And and it's try your best to cover everybody out there and see how they're doing, and it does be real difficult. But the drivers in the middle of the pack, a lot of those drivers are probably right around the same skill level, and have maybe the same amount of experience, and they have some, they race hard, and it is a very high intense position on the track, and when you're back in there, say you're in the front, you follow the back, and you're a little faster, those drivers in the middle of the pack are hard drivers, and they put some great racing in, and they might not win, but they're there and they run hard, and that's what you're seeing here, I think, from the 70 of Curtis, the number 70 truck, and just having a good race up here. But right now it's all about to get going green again as a 10 and the 71 battle it out.
Yeah, going to right on board with the number 45. He's about mid-pack, sitting in P number 12. Going to right on board with the number 45. That's going to be Michael Smith. He's rolling the outside. He's got Gary Donelon down to the inside. Corey Crowell down to the inside as well. Not going to be able to tag the wall that time by, as he looked to be the only one to not tag it. He's still on that outside. Corey Crowell going to go ahead and get on by him. He's going to let him slide on up in the front. Is still side by side towards the front of the pack, towards the back of the pack, like you said, Jimmy, racing hard. The 99 down to the inside of the number 45, and then right behind him he's got Thomas Stanley and the number 62. He's going to look for the slide job down to the inside. They're going to be side by side coming off turn number 3 and 4.
Yeah, side by side, 62 getting down underneath the 45, trying to make that inside work. And you could see that whole lane, and you're like, I want the grip of the truck. I want it to stick. Please stay down, and nobody be there when I finally get to that point when I can settle that truck up to the outside. But the 62 has finally made their way past the 45 up there into P number 14.
Yeah, he's kind of settled in right where he wants to go. Corey Crowell looking down to the inside. He's trying to do what Braden Puffenbarger was doing earlier in this race, using that inside lane to his advantage. The 74 Wesley Triplett getting stuck into the outside wall. He's going to lose a couple of positions. Not going to be get passed by the number 20 machine, but Curtis Cairns is going to lose a couple of positions as well as side by side the 20 and the 74. And if you can go multiple laps here side by side, trading a little bit of paint, nothing too malicious, you know, you're not spinning out the competitor that you're racing against or anything like that. That's a job well done in a half. I mean, you know, racing obviously is really good, but when you're side by side for multiple laps at a top giving track or a track where it requires a lot of braking getting into the quarter, you guys run side by side for a few laps. You guys don't do anything to wreck each other or anything like that. You get a pat on the back. I mean, that's hard in itself, as we have body parts or body panels flying off the track. Not sure what's going on. Brandon Puffenbarger, though.
Yeah, 5 is low.
Yeah, 5 went low. I seen it looked like a quarter panel flying off of somebody's race truck. Not sure who it was from. It looks silver. But obviously...
Oh, bump in the back between the 84 and 62.
Able to keep it on going as Quentin Sutphin ended up going it around. We're going to go ahead and look back and see what happened. As I'm kind of curious. I want to see whose fender that was. Oh, the 84 getting loose. Oh, we got to find this just a little bit.
Yeah, 84 bumped. There's a little bump.
Wayne Garland getting into the back of that was Quentin Sutphin?
I think so.
Yeah, 62. He's going to go ahead and he keeps it. One thing about Wayne, he keeps it low. He's doing everything he possibly can to make sure that, you know, he doesn't get any more damage on that truck. Obviously, the 27, he was already committed down to the inside. He gave the 84 just a little bit of a shot, helped him get off the racetrack a little bit more quicker. Going to go ahead and lock them on up. They're both sitting parallel with each other, silhouettes. As Garland's going to go ahead and throw it into reverse, get it flipped on around, go on in to see what it is. Now, caution's out. I don't know how many laps these drivers can go on a full tank of fuel. Is this the time where you want to go in, get some fresh tires, or do you want to stay out and hope for another caution, but yet be behind the bullet when it ends up coming out again?
Well, it depends on when I went in and how well my tires are kind of being burned up. You see a few drivers coming down pit lane now. I see the 70 going down there, along with the 71, and the 9 is still down the pits as well. So, you know, it could be the game, a game plan. You just gotta, you know, if they don't have enough fuel to make it all the way, you do, but you just gotta be careful with your tires, because everybody's gonna go in. You're gonna make your way up to the front, and you see how hard it is to make your way up to the field. As you know, the middle of the pack is and will always be the battlefield.
Yeah, you know, obviously, and just like you said, there's great racing all the way towards the back of the pack, which I kind of focused on that run there. And, you know, side by side, every single lap. There's a couple drivers that were single file, but I think it's more of the mentality as of right now. And, you know, me and you, we both grew up in Core together, I guess we could say. That's where we primarily got our starts. And Core is kind of like the same way. You know, obviously they have unlimited tire sets. You know, you do whatever you want with them. I went in with that race, any race I did, the 87 League, the Premier Series, any series I did with Core. All right, listen, we got unlimited tire sets. We only got one fast repair. I'm going to go in every single caution, hop off on fuel, and get tires. Sometimes it worked out, other times it didn't. It's just kind of a little bit of a barter game, I guess you could say. Well,
I mean, if I'm in the back, I'm going in. Period. I mean, especially if I have unlimited tires, I'm going in, because automatically, even if I'm not faster, I should have more grip.
yeah.
So I'll feel more comfortable driving whatever car is on the track. But these drivers are picking lanes now again here, Dylan, getting ready to go back to green here yet again. as we just crossed the line to start lap number 96 of 160. So still 64 laps remaining here. So once we get this thing back going on the green, we'll be down to 63. So like I said, I'd say I can see with the way they're running right now, and you were talking about kind of pit strategy a little bit. You might want to think about you're probably going to see at least one more caution the way things are going here tonight, but you never know. Sometimes things kind of iron themselves out and everybody just runs green all the rest of the way. But some heavy racing and hard racing going on here tonight at IRP. Is already, I see a truck, up into the wall here at the start down there in turn number 1. What keeps it going here is I'm riding on board here with the number 84, just kind of looking forward with the rest of the field. So but great racing here in the back, great racing out front. It is being led by your leader, the number 10 of Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe ended up getting that really good restart on the outside lane, was able to get around or get clear of Caleb McKinney, but towards about 5th and 6th, they're too wide for 4 rows. And I mean, it's just, 5 rows actually, if you 6. Yeah, it's 6 rows. So you got the 2 and the 35, the 4 and the 12, the 6 and the 20, the 71 and the 74, and then you got the 99 and you have the 70. And now, now I say that, now they want to go single file. But either way, I mean, like you said, short track racing, they're side by side, doing what they need to do. Lance Brandlinger gets a little bit loose off the corner.
74, get up!
Going to go ahead and look on the back.
Tagged by the 45 and the 27.
Here, we're going to go ahead and go back to our CRN replay. See what happened to the number 74. He's going to look down to the inside of the number 71. Oh, hit that seam. Got a little bit tight, pushed up. Oh, the 45 getting tagged. The 27, the 84. I don't know how he missed all of that. But we had a little bit of a yard sale. So if anybody's looking for some sports memorabilia off of the trucks here tonight, go on down to pit road. They'll have them autographed for you. Just got to pay $5. Send it on over to the CRN broadcast crew. We'll be able to get to take care of it, get your memorabilia, and then we'll go from there. But, definitely not something that you want to see. Obviously, nobody wants to lose, fender, or tire, or anything like that. And iRacing has gotten the damage model so well that, obviously, kind of with the next gen, the Xfinity car, and this, you hit the wall at a certain angle or a certain degree, your tire's going to break, essentially, and you can't really turn. The wheel will be off by a couple inches or a centimeter or anything like that, but your truck is always going to feel off until it gets...
Yeah, that is definitely, you want a clean truck. I mean, the best of your ability here, and 74 obviously coming in, topping off with fuel. So 74 was using that lower line, just lost a little bit of control there on that last one. So, but down the pits, top them off of fuel, and so it looks like if things were to go green, Dylan, there might be some drivers out there that cannot make it the whole way.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something out there to watch. I know just before we had that last caution, Brandon Puffenbarger obviously was slow on the racetrack. He went down into pit lane, so he should be possibly good. He actually went back in. Not sure what expect coming from my machine. I mean, hell, you could be 12th and still be able to have a chance to win this. Just got to put yourself in the right place at the right time. 35 has been quick all night. The 4 has been quick. The 12 has been 71. The 10, the 76. Obviously, the 76 coming out here, getting the majority of the laps led in the first beginning of the stage of the race, and then ended up getting moved on over to the number 10 machine, and 10 ever since. But just one little miscue on your braking zone, or kind of getting a little bit distracted and not focusing on everything at hand, could really be the make or break for your race win here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one mistake, or just even two drivers battling for a position, pretty hard, and it's just can be that point where it's just not enough, or it's too much. Then they end up collecting each other, and they'll fall back through the pack and have to fight their way through, just like the 76 there of Caleb. But definitely getting ready to go back green here as they choose lanes yet again here on lap 105. So 55 laps remaining, Dylan, and definitely plenty of racing still to go here. And it's been nothing but packed full of some rough, tough, and fender-beaten racing.
Yeah, definitely going to be something fun to see for the last 55 laps. Is Colby elected to take the inside and put the 35 on the outside. Row number 2, you're going to have the 20 in the number 4, the 12 and the 71. Those are going to be your top 6 positions. Looking from the drone cam, coming off turns number 3 and 4 to the Geico restart zone. The 10 off to the race 35, missing a gear on the restart. Not what you want to see. He's going to back up the outside lane. They're not going to get a good majority of the run there towards the backstretch. Is down into turns number 3 and 4. The 20 still going to try to look around the number 35. Not going to be able to be there, but towards the back of the pack, Caleb McKinney. He's trying to make his way back up into the top 10. Finally sitting at P number 9. Thomas Stanley in that number 62. So, okay, Thomas Stanley's in the 62. They were just 3 wide, the 99, the 76, and the 2, all 3 wide into turns number 1 and 2. Able to get it all figured out there. The 84, Wayne Garland, used that fast repair. Finally, the 99 hitting the outside wall. Wayne going to look down to the inside. He's going to go ahead and get on by the number 99 in just the amount of time, or just the amount of laps that we've ran. We've only ran 3, and you can see how important track position is going to be. He's just seen the 84 go from, I believe it was 14th or 15th. Curtis down to the inside. He's going to spin it down on the access road. They're going to keep it green as he was sideways, back and forth all the way through the front stretch. Luckily not getting anybody else involved. I mean, obviously you hate to see it happen. But
that was a great save, though. I mean, he did everything in his power to keep that 70 truck down to the bottom side of the track, and even going through the grass, was able to collect it. Unfortunately, obviously, down on that access road, iRacing is not going to call a caution down there, so maybe, it's just what happened, how iRacing calls their flags. But back up front, though, 10 taking advantage of the good restart. Out in front of the 35, the 4, the 20 is also down in that inside of the 4 of Gary Donnellan. So Corey Crowell just trying to make his way forward here as he's using that inside, the 71, I think, looking to just choose whatever driver's in the better lane as he's just waiting patiently to make his move as well.
Yeah, see, if that was me and then number 71, I would have forced a 3 wide already.
Yep.
It's almost close quarters for the number 4 and the number 20. 20 thought he was going to be able to get cleared, was not able to. As obviously, as the race leader gets a little bit loose, the 20 gets loose. Not what you want to see. The 71 is going to deep dive into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes the 2. The 76 is like, okay, just hold it straight.
For the lead too.
Yeah. Oh, we did. Okay, Brandon Stubbs took over the race lead. That would have been from the number 10 getting loose, coming off turns number 3 and 4. He's going to check up, give the race lead to the number 35, new race leader on lap number 114, Brandon Stubbs. The Coors Light American flag yellow belly is...
Oh, 88. Oh, it went 3 wide back there, 84 to 88 and the 12, and the 88 definitely lifted and was able to save the truck. Oh, definitely action all over the track, Dylan. Everybody fighting for that little bit of grip that they can find on that gas pedal. Too much is, that you can see them trucks getting loose coming off of 4 and 2, and it's not what the drivers want, and it's really hard to hang on. And you end up losing some time on the track and much needed positions here as we're coming down to some of the final laps of the race, the final part. But the 35 taking advantage of the slip up from the 10 of Kobe and pulling away right now, and has a 1.8 second gap to the second place.
Yeah, looking at turns number 1 and 2, the 71 got in the outside wall just a little bit. That's going to check up the number 4. The 76 able to get side by side with the 4 after that. A little bit of a check up for the number 71 getting into the outside wall. It's just going to be a dog-eat battle world out here. Obviously, clean air is the way that you want to go, because ever since the 76 has lost the lead, he has not been able to get back up there. Is now looking out of the inside, going to look to get clear, not able to do so. Is going to be the number 20 of Corey Crowell on the number, a little bit of a touch there. Corey Crowell going to go all the way down to the inside lane. And he's going to get freight trained on that bottom lane. Is everybody going to go around the top? It's kind of like Martinsville, just reversed. You know, obviously at Martinsville, you don't want to be on the outside. It looks like here at Indianapolis, you don't want to be down on that inside.
Nah, inside here is rough. You know, you get that beautiful run, you send it in, and you just hope that you clear the driver that you're trying to pass so you can slide up. If not, you really got to pinch that truck down to the inside and hope that you can find that grip to get that throttle off and maintain that position. So right now here you see they're back in the pack just a little bit. The 88 and the 12 doing some battle on the 2, also making a move on the 4, making it around. So move Jarrett Lauder up to P at number 5.
And Jarrett Lauder able to make his way up to P number 5. The 84 looking down to the inside of the number 12, a little bit loose, but able to keep it straight. Is the 99 and 20 are going to be side by side right behind the number 12 and the number 84. Nothing, Jimmy. It's been long enough. We haven't had a chance to give our voices a little bit of a break, but 121 laps out of 160. I think it's time to give these fans a little bit of, you love to hear it.
Bring it up.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed that little bit of you loved to hear it. While we were away, we got a little bit of a change of the lead out here. Is Caleb McKinney ended up taking over the race lead once again. Hasn't been able to see the race lead for a while. Now with about, I don't know, Jimmy, about 30 laps to go, he made the pass for the race lead, and he's been out there ever since. But most importantly, the top two are kind of in their own zip code, so there's second place. Then you got all the way back here to turns number 3 and 4. Then you got third and fourth, as they're going to be side by side. Jared Larder down to the inside, and then you got the 88 of Lance Brandlinger on that outside doing heavy battle, trying to keep himself in that last podium position.
Yeah, I mean, the drivers back here, the third and back, they've just been battling real heavy for those positions. He had some good movement there by Justin Schenk as he made it up there to P number 3, and then I don't know if he just burned off his tires, but ended up sliding back just a little bit as he's currently back there in that 5th position, still up 17 spots, so your biggest mover of the race. But yes, your leader right now is Caleb McKinney and Brandon Stubbs, Lance, I almost butchered his last name, Jarrett Larder and Justin Schenk there for your top 5, then Kobe, Gary, Logan, Wayne, and Corey for your top 10.
Yeah, looking at it now, basically the whole top 10 is essentially brand new. I mean, Gary Donnellan is down 3 positions from where he started, and then Jarrett Larder is down 2 positions from where he started, and then Caleb McKinney is right where he wanted to. So 7 cars out of the top 10 are completely different. As right now, Corey Crowell ended up making his way up to P number 10. He's down 7 positions from where he started. A little bit of a looseness going on for the number 88 machine as there. That battle kind of fizzled out just a little bit. Going to go ahead and look on back here with Justin Schenk, as he's got Kobe Sutphin and Gary Donnellan behind him. 47 ended up having a little bit of an issue. You're going to keep it green with 21 laps to go. Does it look like 3 wide, potentially behind them is, I believe, yeah, Brandon Puffenbarger is actually 1 lap down. He's trying to get his lap back. He's not able to do so, as he's actually 2 laps down. It's not something that's very easily retainable. You just got to have a couple more cautions, but you know, Michael Smith being 1 lap down, they're going to give him the lap back before the number 5 tries to get his.
Yeah, they're kind of in the stage right now. It's you just kind of run your race, and you know, if it happens, you get your laps back. Not saying that you can't come from 2 laps down here. Is you know, they've been, once the caution flies, they make things move fairly quickly around here. So right now, just some great racing all around. The biggest battle right now, I guess the most important one, is for that P number 3 spot as they continue to battle side by side, lap after lap. The 2 and the 88 just doing some heavy battle, and then back there with P number 6 with the number 71 and 4. And then you have a good battle going on back there between the 20 of Corey Crowell and Logan McNeil in the 12, as they're battling side by side as well. So still lots of battling on the track. Everybody's keeping it clean and green, and that's what we love to see here. And it's looking to be a runaway here by Caleb McKinney, since he got back out to the front.
Yeah, already trying to find where Caleb is on the racetrack. He's just crossed the start-finish line. He's caught up to the number 27. He's going to put him 1 lap down. But at the same time, is it... Oh, big wreck towards the back. That's going to collect the back half of the field. Caution, a flag is going to be out involving the number 20 machine. It kind of looked just like a little bit of a parking lot here. Going to go ahead and go back and see exactly what caused the accident here. All I happened to look down and see after I was looking at the track map, just a pile of cars just not moving. Is looking on board with the number 4. He's down on the inside of Justin Schenk. And Justin Schenk having the run on that outside where the 4 comes up, the 71 comes down, met in the middle. He's going to go ahead and get loose. He's already got it pointed back towards the right with the wheel. Kobe nowhere to go. Obviously committed down to the inside. He's going to get rear-ended by the number 12. The 12 is going to get rear-ended by the 20. The 20 is going to get rear-ended by the 5. The 5 is going to get rear-ended. Actually, no, the 5 is not going to. He's going to get sideswiped by the number 74. The 84 is going to be involved. The 99 is going to be involved. Ah, man. You want to talk about a parking lot there. It's like a little Sudoku puzzle. Kind of move each car whichever way, see who gets out first. Is the 20 going to be able to get on around that? And now I can see 4 fresh Goodyear tires, top off a little bit on gas to weigh the back end of the truck down, and then obviously a fast repair if you got them.
Yeah, if you haven't burned your fast repair already, you should be doing it now. But it also looks like that maybe is it Michael Smith getting his lap back? So, he was able to overcome and get back on that lead lap, be able to battle for those back of the pack, mid pack positions still. But the 76 maybe not wanting to see this, but I see a lot of the leaders still staying out, and they must have enough fuel to go the rest of the way, as we only have 13 laps here to go at IRP.
Yeah, looking at it now, the top 5 stayed out. Brandon Stubbs is going to be the first one on fresher tires, and there's a 42 or 44 lap difference in these tires. 13 laps to go. The top 5 didn't pit, and he got 6th. I would have said, yeah, it was an all right decision if you're starting a single file, but we're not doing single file. We're doing choose cone, double file restarts. That could make or break a race win here tonight. So now you got Brandon Stubbs, who's absolutely quick on fresh tires. Now he's going to be leading. He's going to lead these drivers back to the green flag with the freshest tires on the field. Caleb, Lance, Chad, Wes, and Wayne all have a job to do, and that's to keep the fresher tires towards the back of the field. And I think at this point in time, the top 5 are going to be like, all right, you know what? Just keep wrecking. Don't get anywhere near me. Just keep wrecking. Because the more you wreck, the more cautions come out, the less laps we have. And then, obviously right then and there, the job's done. And, they'll decide to call a winner. But if it goes green, I kind of want to see how quick these new tires can make it up in and through the field. Obviously, again, fresh tires, they're not up to temp. Older tires are up to temp, but now there's going to be a little bit of slippy slidey, but not as bad as the fresher tires. They're going to have to build up heat. They got to build up a little bit more rubber. Going into turns number 3 and 4 at full speed is going to be one thing to watch, especially for the number 35.
And I just see a lot of drivers of the newer tires going down to the inside. Move the 2 of Jarrett Larder up to that inside position. So it's gonna be interesting, Dylan. I mean, those new tires mean a lot. I know the 76 controls the star of the race, but he's really need to watch what's going on here. But the pace car is in. Oh, they're not going green.
Not going to go green this time by, and that just...
No, they're going to hold off.
Yeah, going to go ahead and hold off for one more lap. Make sure everybody's in the right spot where they need to be. And now if you're Caleb, and the 2 just took tires, you're going to make that number 76 as wide as you possibly can. But the more wide you make that number 76, the more problems that could occur. You get yourself spun out. Obviously the 2 with the fresher tires, something could happen to him. Obviously you're taking the momentum away from the number 2 with the fresher tires. It's going to allow the rest of the pack to catch up to you, and then it can cause control to chaos, I guess, call it. But we're definitely going to see how many laps the 76 can hold off the number 2. Could we have our first repeat winner of the season? Or are we going to finally see another new face in a victory lane? The 2 that are in prime position for both of these restarts is going to be the number 71 and the number 88. They're both in 3rd and 4th position. These 2 on the front row are going to get a better jump than the 2nd row. It's all about where you want to put yourself in a position. It's going to be the 76, the 2 on the front row, getting ready to come around to the Geico restart zone. Martin's got the green flag in his hand. Larder on the inside. McKinney on the out. 9 laps to go. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Caleb hard on the throttle. The 88 is going to get a better jump than the number 71. Old tires versus new. Where is it going to land as the 2? Using the inside lane. Susan Fate is going to be side by side. Something that we haven't seen. The
in the back.
76 able to keep the race lead as Brandon Stubbs getting involved with this wreck. Is the 84 Wayne Garland up into the outside wall. The 35 going to be able to get on by him. We're going to see what happens here to the number 35. We're going to put it in full speed. Oh yeah, he lost it. Just like how I was saying about the fresh tires, hard of the outside wall, and that's pretty much where everybody else comes barreling in. And this is what I was talking about. Lesser laps for the number 76 to hold off the number 2, but if we would have went green, I think the number 2 would have gotten around him by the next time by.
It's going to be close, it's going to be a shootout here at the end, working down to the point where it's going to be almost the unofficial green-white checker here, Dylan, and the 2, wanting to use their new tires to get around the 76. He had the inside, he had the grip. It's really about controlling that throttle and make that inside work with the newer tires. But the 76 needs to use that outside and kind of pinch that 2 down to take his momentum away, and that's a lot on Caleb McKinney to do that. So. But he's going to have his work cut out for him, but I'm sure he's happy to see that he has less laps to defend that position because he's trying to walk away a winner here tonight at IRP. But Jarrett Lauer trying to spoil all the laps led by that 76 by a late caution pit stop for new tires.
Yeah, I think at that point in time right there, I would have bit the bullet, went on in with the rest of the field. I mean, you had the majority of the field from 5th on back all went into pit lane. Got new tires, and now, the last time that Caleb pit was on lap 101, Jared Lauer pit on lap number 146, then Lance on 102, then you got Justice Shank on 146, Christopher Muse on 146, and then you got another old tire on with Chad McNeil on 101, 146, 146, 101, 146. So the field is compromised of a new tire, old tire, new tire combination. Is we're going to go green flag racing with 3 laps to go. Hold on to your popcorn. Make sure you make another bag just in case if you got it, because it's nowhere near over with. We have at least one attempt at a green-white checkered flag here tonight. It's definitely going to be a fun one to watch, and I think the number 2 might be able to get it done. Pace car down to the inside into pit lane. 3 laps to go for the number 76. Can he get a better restart than the number 2 off of turns number 3 and 4 under pace laps? One final time. Hits the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. The 88 is going to get a really good restart there. He's going to be able to get clear, or the 76 is going to be able to get clear of the number 2. That's what he needed to see. The 88 getting side by side with the number 2. He's not going to be able to get there enough, though. Going to be clear down to turn number 3 and 4. The 2 down the inside, diving it down there. Able to make it stick. 2 laps to go this time by side at the line.
Who's got that new tire grip, using that inside. He's gotten in the 76, gives him lots of room. The 2 has him edged out as they head down the backstretch.
Caution flag is going to come out. Who are they going to give the race lead to? Is it going to be the 76 or the number 2?
I'm seeing this 2.
That's what I'm looking at as well. Is coming off of turns number 1 and 2. Had a lot of issues there. I know I seen the number 99. Go ahead and go back here. What happened? I believe it was Christopher Muse. Go ahead and play it from here. See what happens. The 88 right behind him. 71 down to the inside. And you got the 10 at Kobe Sutphin. 99 looks to be a little bit loose, maybe. Yeah, he's a little bit loose coming off of the corner. He's already tried to wheel it, keep it straight. gets down into the number 71. That's going to send him back up the racetrack. Kobe Sutphin, he made out like a bandit on that one. He's going to be able to get clear of it all right then and there. Everybody's scattering every which way they can to not be involved. The 88 is going to lose his front bumper. 84, Wayne Garland almost tagged the number 99, but able to get on by him. And then everybody able to get their cars straightened back up and to keep it on rolling. The plot thickens, Jimmy.
The plot always thickens here when it comes down to the final attempts to finish the race. Everybody's got their elbows out, defending their positions. The 2 was able to take the lead from the 76 with the new tires of the 2. The 76 needs the 2 to make a mistake. I think the 2 has it in the bag as long as he can control his throttle control and for just a few laps here remaining, as we will head into overtime for a green-white checker attempt.
Yeah, this will be a good one. Watches right now. They're single file. They're going to go back green with their, I can't remember how many attempts at a green-white checkered they get, but now they're going to choose. The 2 is going to take the inside. The 76 is going to take the outside. And it's been kind of like a little bit of a mismatch. Sometimes the 76 takes the outside, other times it takes the inside, and I think now this is where cash is king. How aggressive does a Caleb want to be? And how aggressive is everybody going to be, essentially? I mean, obviously you got...
I mean, at this point with used tires, I'm thinking about just getting a good finish and getting the good points for, overall season points. So we'll see what the 76 does. But here they come, rounding through 3, coming out of 4, getting ready to go back to green.
Yeah, coming off of the Geico restart zone, off to the races goes the number 2 machine. 76 is going to be able to get clear of the number 10, but here comes Kobe Sutphin down to the inside, trying to make something happen. He's going to get a little bit loose. They're going to be sideways off of turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide and down. There's just so much stuff going on. They made it through. Is white flag this time by the 76, trying to hold on to P number 2. Kobe Sutphin looking down the inside. Not going to be able to get it done off of turn number 2. He's got one more chance at it, but it's going to be the number 2 of Jared Larder coming off turns number 3 and 4. Jared is going to be our first time winner, or our first multi-winner here at IRP in a thrilling finish to the end of this one. Caution filled, but nonetheless a great green-white checkered to end it here at IRP.
Yeah, he definitely ramped up the excitement there at the end, and 2 definitely walked away with a great pit strategy using those new tires to their advantage. But give it to the 76, man. He got loose, fell back through the pack, clawed their way back up, almost to win this thing, but a late caution spoils the ruins of a nice lead that they had. But so the 2, the winner here tonight, Jarrett Larder over Caleb McKinney and Kobe Sutphin.
Yeah, wow, what an absolute phenomenal finish to tonight's race. Going to go ahead and run down our race results here tonight before we get our race winner, second place in third place, into the broadcast booth. But it's going to be Jared Larder with the race win, Caleb McKinney in P number 2, Kobe Sutphin in third. Justin Shank going to round out your top 4. Corey Crowell battling all the way back to a top 5 finish. 6 is going to be your Lance Brandlinger. 7th is going to be Wesley Triplett. 8th, Gary Donelin. 9th, Chad McNeil. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Thomas Stanley. 11th, Curtis Cairns. 12th, Brendan Stubbs. 13th, Wayne Garland. 14th, Logan McNeil. 15th, Michael Smith. 16th, Christopher Muse. 17th, Quentin Sutphin. 18th is going to be Evan Logue. 19th, Brandon Puffenbarger. 20th, Alex Campbell. 21st, Joshua Neal. And then obviously the race control Chance Manning rounding out your 20 drivers. I believe they're going to do a demolition derby back there on the backstretch as they do every single week.
Yeah, I would, while they're doing their demolition derby and your drivers are getting down here in the booth getting ready for their interviews, Dylan, I need to pack my bags, hop a flight, and catch over. Got a Xfinity race to catch over there with Core Racing. So another broadcast being brought to you live here at CRN. I believe Dylan's off the one as well. So again, I just want to say thank you to all the fans that keep showing up here at CRN. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Not only giving us the support, but give the drivers and all the leagues that participate here in iRacing your love and support as well. So until next time, I'll see y'all later. But Dylan, great broadcasting. Everything sounded good on my end. So we'll talk to you next week.
All right, buddy. Well, Jimmy, thank you for coming on board and helping me out here tonight, getting my volume and everything fixed. So glad everything got fixed on that end, and seeing you here in a little bit.
Later, buddy.
All righty. Jimmy Covert back up in the broadcast booth helping me out here tonight. Going to go ahead and grab our third place finisher. That's going to be Kobe Sutton. Kobe, this is Dylan in the CRN broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, good copy. What's up?
All right, buddy. I thought, man, you were on a rail tonight here. Started, I believe, look here at SDK. You started 13th. No, 16th. You started 16th, so you're up 13 positions from where you were originally. You got all the way up to the front, gave a little bit of a side shot to the race leader of Caleb McKinney, took over the race lead, led for the majority of the race. Then you just ended up falling on back with that little bit of lack of grip, we could say, on that. But nonetheless, able to do what you needed to do. You did what you needed to do to keep your truck as clean as you possibly could. Obviously, sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. But a third place finish, you can't be too mad about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even expect to be a podium at all in this race, let alone lead it for a little bit. I didn't mean to hit Caleb at all or whatever happened. I know we got doored regardless, but it wasn't intentional at all. There were some crazy drivers out here.
Yeah, obviously with it being a short track, and we touched base on it just a little bit last week after your win with the Pocono race, and you guys battled adversity, a lot of cautions, but nonetheless, you guys had a nice little green flag run. I thought for sure it was going to end out on that green flag run, but a couple cautions there made it a little bit interesting. What was the right call there? Obviously, you're the one. You were one of them that pit on lap number 146 when that caution came out. Did you take 2 tires or did you take 4?
I took 4 because I should have went 2 for just getting the car loose, but it was already it was loose as it was because the track temp. It was weird. It was a very strange race because it was like 125 degree track temp for a long time, and then it dropped down to like 80. I was like, wow. That's a drastic change. So the car wasn't handling like it was at the beginning of the race when I took up to the front and got to the lead at that one point. It was a lot better then, but it started tightening up a lot late. So I was just trying to find anything that would work. In all reality, I tried to use the apron and the lower part of the track because it seemed to be loose down there, but it wasn't enough. I gave it my best shot on that last turn and just got sideways and just said, screw it. Whatever happens, happens.
Right. That's pretty much how you got to look at it. But, obviously, a very good points day last week and then a good points day here tonight. Got some laps led. 2 spots short of the race win here tonight, but, a strong P3 here. Can't be too mad about it. Next week, though, you're going to trade in that brake pedal for a non-brake pedal and go to Daytona International Speedway. So the one and only plate race of the year. How do you feel about it?
I am extremely excited, but also worried that I'm not going to make it. Because work might hold me down to miss it, because I barely get in time for these races at this point. It's I usually get home at like 7:10. Race goes off at 7:30. I'm like, oh no. But I don't get any practice or anything. But Daytona will be a blast. I know I got some friends out there and brother that'll help me out, and I'll help them out. So we got a decent little team. We'll see what happens. I like plate tracks. I've won many races, so we're just hoping that happens again. It'll be great. If not, at least a top 10. I'll take a top 10, not a wrecked race car. Anything.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully you're able to come on out and give us a great show. But Kobe, before I let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 10 machine you'd like to give a shout out to? The floor is yours.
Just Thomas Stanley, Mike Hamlin from Full Sun Graphics, and Quentin, brother. Gotta always do that. Family's family.
All right, Kobe, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate that third place finish here tonight. And we'll be talking to you again, hopefully, if everything works out next week.
Sounds good. Thank you for the broadcast.
It's going to be our third place finisher, Kobe Sudfin. Going to go ahead and move on down to our second place. Going to be Caleb McKinney. Going to bring him on up here in the number 76. And Caleb, this is still in the CRN broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, buddy. Man, you want to talk about a really good race. I mean, obviously, you started on the pole right where you wanted to be. You wanted to miss all the chaos towards the back, and that's pretty much what you did the whole time. Then just a little bit of a shorter check by the number 10 to set you back just a little bit. You bided your time, got the race lead back, and you and the 35 were set. You guys were in a whole different state, probably a different country. You guys had it set to where, you know, it was just going to be down to you two, and then that late race caution came out. What's going through your head?
It was a super close race, a very fun one at that, and I just didn't take two tires on the last pit stop. I stayed out. I think that's what did it for me, but overall it was a good race, and you can't beat that. So,
hey, you know, obviously, everybody wants to get as many wins as they possibly can. Obviously, that would have been your second race win of the season. First one came back at Watkins Glen. But, you know, a top 3, can't be too mad about it. Obviously, that should be enough to propel you up into first place with Nathan not being here tonight. And then, obviously, having a nice big crowd out here going to help you as well. But, you know, obviously, you got Daytona next week. What's it going to take to get through the beginning part of the race, the middle part of the race, and the end?
Staying out of cautions. I mean, that's easy, but, well, easy when you say it, but not. It's harder to do when you actually get to it. So it's just a gamble.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big gamble all the way in and through. Obviously, first 79 laps are just going to be, okay, let's see if I can hold on. The final lap is where it really counts. So going into Daytona, is it going to be you riding around in the back, just finding out who you can work with very well, or is it going to be, all right, well, you know what, let's just gun-ho to the front and see what happens?
I'd probably stay in the back till halfway and see where it goes from there. That's usually how I play everything.
All right, Mr. Caleb. Well, it's been a pleasure having you back up here in the broadcast booth once again. Very well done on a top 3 finish here tonight, finishing P at number 2 with that number 76 machine. If there's anybody on that truck you'd like to give a shout out to,
I'm good.
all right. Oh, Caleb, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out here. Celebrate that second place, and we'll talk to you again.
Okay, see you, man.
All right, that's going to be our second place finisher of Caleb McKinney. Going to go ahead and move on up to our race winner. That's going to be Jarrett Larder, our first multi-winner of the season. Jarrett, still in the CRN broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jarrett. I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at the schedule, you're a short track guy.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, the only other short track that we ran so far this season was Iowa, and you got the win there, and then you got the win here at Lucas Oil, and you got one more, I guess you could say 2 more short tracks. You got Richmond and then Phoenix. Phoenix kind of ties into the maybe intermediate / short track style races, but nonetheless, you got the job done here tonight. You weren't really big on, being up towards the front, doing what you need to do, and then there towards the end, you took tires. The top 5 did not take tires. That sets you up to the inside row on that one of the final restarts, and that kind of ultimately helped you all the way in and through.
Yeah, I think Lady Luck had a lot to play with that, with the top 6 guys not choosing the bottom and let me set up on the front row with fresh tires.
Yeah, obviously, IRP, I've said it many times throughout the night. It's a 1-lane track. I mean, obviously, this is my home track. It's just a 1-lane track. It's got to be up by the outside wall. Obviously, you're going to see, in the beginning parts of the run, you're going to see yourself down to the inside, trying to get as many in as most spots as you possibly can. Then once you get as many as you can right off the rip, you're going to start right on the outside lane and just be content where you're running, try to track down the guy in front, and then...
Yeah, I seem to really like that bottom lane. A lot more comfortable down there than the top. Being at the back was pretty scary. You never know what's going to happen. Wreck's just a tight racetrack. But looking forward to Phoenix, it's almost like a mix of Iowa, IRP, and Richmond. So hopefully I can turn out a good race Richmond and be ready for Phoenix.
Yeah, obviously you're the only 2-time winner this season. Do what you need to do, and they're coming when they count. I mean, obviously you got 2 more races till the end of the regular season. So you got Daytona, Michigan, 2 tracks that are heavy dependent on the draft. And then you go Richmond, Homestead, Atlanta, Super Speedway, and then you got Phoenix to end out the season. Is it, now that you're towards the end of the season, get ready for the playoff run, is it more of, should I just kind of just click off laps and get as many wins as you want, or are you just taking it week by week, see what you can?
Now with the second win, I think I'm looking pretty good for the points in the playoffs. So I think we're just going to try and rattle off wins, get some more playoff points.
Yeah, obviously that's the biggest way to look at it, right? You want to spoil the competition, essentially. Obviously when I did a league in the next gens, I won 10 of the races, got into the playoffs, won more in the playoffs, played spoiler. Come the championship race at Las Vegas, I fibbed and just ended up not winning. Wasn't maybe enough tire or anything like that. So obviously you want the momentum to stay high with you throughout the rest of the season and throughout the playoffs, and be there towards the end, especially at Phoenix where it really counts. So can't wait to see what has in store for Phoenix, but obviously we got to get through the 2 play tracks of Atlanta and Daytona, and then you got to get through the short track of Richmond, then you got the bigger track of Michigan, and then you have Homestead. So what's it going to take to keep yourself calm and do what you need to do to be there in contention to get those race wins?
I think just relax, settle down, give up a couple positions here and there. Just relax. Got to just be there for the end to win. You can't win if you're in the pits wrecked.
That's very good advice. I should take that advice time. But no, Jared, want to say congratulations to another hard-fought win out here tonight at Lucas Oil International Raceway Park. If there's anybody on that number 2 want to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Oh, just thanks for letting me have me. Thanks for all the guys letting me race them, racing clean. It's been a good season so far. I appreciate it. Can't believe I'm sitting here with 2 wins. That's crazy.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on another race win here tonight. We're going to go ahead and let you get down there, celebrate with your race win once again, and hopefully be able to talk to you again next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, that's going to do it for our race winner here tonight. That's going to be Jarrett Lauder in the number 2. That's going to do it for myself up here in the broadcast booth. I want to thank everybody out there who's been following along, watching along. I had Jimmy Covert up here in the broadcast booth. He ended up taking off right before the interview started. He had to do another broadcast, but that's going to do it for myself up here in the broadcast booth for ours here tonight, Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, get another stream loaded on up. They've got the Demon Truck Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down, get it all loaded up into that one. Excuse me. Get that one all loaded up and get ready to go. But for CRN, my name is Dylan. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.